Michigan Out of Doors Online is brought to you in part by Tri-County Logging. Experienced in sustainable forestry practices, Tri-County Logging can help you manage your property by keeping your woods healthy and generate income. Serving southern and mid-Michigan for nearly 50 years, TriCountyLogging.com. Everybody, welcome to Michigan Out of Doors, and thank you so much for joining us this week. If you're watching this on Thanksgiving, a special happy Thanksgiving from all of us here at Michigan Out of Doors Television. Really cool show this week. We're going to stop in at a couple of different deer camps, kind of show you some of that kind of deer camp feel on this week's show from the northwest part of the Lower Peninsula, kind of in that Petoskey area. We're also going to stop in at a really cool kind of a buck pole tailgate event. You won't want to miss that. We're also going to have a venison recipe on this week's show, and I think we're going to have time for a bragging board as well. Lots of good stuff on this week's show. Make sure you stay tuned. I'm Jimmy Gretzinger, and it's time for Michigan Out of Doors.
From the first spring rains to the soft summer breeze, dancing on the pine forest floor, the autumn colors catch your eyes. Here come the crystal winter skies. It's Michigan, Michigan out of doors.
What a beautiful day in the woods.
Someday our children all will see this is their finest legacy, the wonder and the love of Michigan. As the wind comes whispering through the trees, the sweet smell of nature's in the air. From the Great Lakes to the quiet stream, shining like a sportsman's dream, it's a love of Michigan we all share.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Country Smokehouse, a sportsman's meat processor and Michigan destination since 1988. Offers a variety of homemade smoked meats and Michigan-made products in-store and online. The Country Smokehouse features an outdoor barbecue and bar. Details at countrysmokehouse.com. By Jay's Sporting Goods, with locations in Clare and Gaylord. Jay's has been serving the Michigan outdoor enthusiast since 1971, with a wide variety of outdoor products. The gear, the knowledge, the tradition of Jay's. On the web at jaysportinggoods.com. By Grilla Grills of Holland, Michigan, makers of wood pellet, charcoal grills, and professional pellet smokers. Grilla Grills are designed for ease of use to improve your grilling and smoking skills. More information at grillagrills.com.
Soaking in the rich tradition of Michigan hunting for over 30 years. Vanguard is proud to sponsor our friends at Michigan Out of Doors TV.
Opening day found me in Emmett County, in the northwest part of the Lower Peninsula, at Jim Rummer's place. Jim has lived here and hunted this property for several years now, but when it comes to the night before the opener, well, we were leaving his house to go hit 3 different deer camps nearby, which for me is what the opener is really all about.
So tell me a little bit about how long you guys have been hunting together, and maybe you got any good stories to go along the way?
Oh, now and then. The first gun he gave me to hunt with didn't fire. It was a 410 with slugs. Remember that? And we were young, and my folks were camped down by Waters, and we had a cloth cot and a one-man sleeping bag, and we almost froze to death.
So how many years have you guys been hunting together now?
All years, 71.
71 years?
71 years.
Oh my word. And how old are you guys?
I'm 68 and Jack is almost 92.
Wow. Everybody's not believing that.
I'm hanging on.
I'm hanging on.
So if you want a long, happy marriage, you deer hunt.
No, there you go.
This Somerville camp was pretty special. Lots of history and lots of stories flying most of the night. Now, the next camp we went to was having its very first ever deer camp. This place was a broken down barn not too long ago. But let's just say, well, since then it's had a little work done.
Basically, board by board, neighbors help and hired help and took every board off the outside and then cut all the boards on a wood miser and replaced all the boards on the outside. And then, because it was spearheaded by my nephew and his bride-to-be wanted to get married here. And this place was falling in. Basically, everything was rotten, and it was all storage. So anyway, they wanted to get married here, so we said, all right, let's get this done, and it just kept moving on from there. We got all the outside done. Then after the wedding, it was such a hit, but it was cold in here all the time. So then you're like, well, we've got to insulate. So once you insulate, now you got to cut wood for the inside. So this is kind of a progression of that. And I always wanted to build a lodge way up on the hill. This had 200 amp service with power. And
Nice.
I'd already done the outside, so I said, all right, this needs to become the lodge now.
So this is bird camp and deer camp.
Bird
now,
camp. This will be the first deer camp here, though, ever.
right? Wow.
First, and I've been on this property for 50 years, since I was born in '69. So we've had bird camp down here 3 years now.
Okay.
But this is the first deer camp.
From a new camp to an old one. To say this last camp had a few characters in it, well, that would be an understatement. So basically, it was perfect.
I think we built the camp in 1988.
Okay.
And you and I were talking about dog stuff before.
Yeah.
So part of the footings that the camp is built on actually were dug by a lab named Thor. Okay, so Thor, Uncle Lee would point to the ground, and Thor would, he'd just say, dig, dig, dig. Thor dug like half of that front thing by the half the footing by the door.
Wow.
So yeah.
And how many guys are hunting out of here this week?
Probably, what do we have, like 15?
Seriously?
Probably 15. Well, in and out. I mean, there's not 15 now, but in and out, 15. Yeah,
Okay, and is that average for this camp, or?
yeah, I would say.
And how much land do you have here?
Like, family property is like between 300 and 400 acres.
Okay, so big.
But a lot of us hunt state land.
Oh, okay.
Well, opening morning finally rolled around and found us sitting in one of Jim's food plots tucked into a nice little thick pine grove. Jim's daughter Briley was along if we got a crack at a nice buck, and with the APRs up here in this area, nice bucks have become a little bit more consistent.
When we first had the antler point restrictions and started having those conversations, obviously it wasn't well received by everyone. There was a lot of people that were ready for some change, but there were some people that weren't so excited about that change. But it's funny, over time and the evolution of that, we've actually had some people that were adamantly against it who are now our biggest poster children for it and the biggest supporters. So in 2011, that was the year before we had our antler point restrictions in place. In Emmett County, we were harvesting 78% of our year-and-a-half-old bucks. So thinking we were only taking 22% of our year-and-a-half-old bucks into the following year. And at that time, we were harvesting only about 15% two-and-a-half-year-old bucks. Flash forward 5 years, 2017, we've had the APRs in place for 5 years. We went from harvesting 78% year-and-a-half-olds down to 7%. So think about that, putting 93% of those year-and-a-half-olds into that next year class. But what was really interesting to see our 2.5 years and 3.5 years age of bucks go up our harvest. So we went from harvesting 15% 2.5-year-old bucks to 45% and 45% 3.5 years of age or older. And so you can see how that compounded interest. And really it was only that first year was the compromise. That first year we said you couldn't shoot something like this. We put a yellow light or a red light to the 2 on the side, but you could shoot something like this. So it was more like a caution light than a red light. And then after that, we started actually having year classes of bucks. So when you think about it, we have more deer on the hoof today than we've ever had. There's no question.
For most of our sportsmen's groups around the state, the importance of getting the next generation involved is a top priority.
Well, for us, that next generation of hunters is so crucial, especially in the state of Michigan, where we keep seeing our numbers of hunters actually go down every year. And so for us, recruitment is huge. And so we have done a lot in terms of education and outreach to try and get that next generation of hunters. And another thing that I'm very proud of as a branch is how we've been able to encourage a lot of young female hunters, which tends to be the fastest, largest growing sector in the hunting world right now is the young female. So we're really proud of that as well.
Our opening day was perfect weather-wise, but we never did see a buck until day 2, and he would not be a legal buck. But we did know where a few legal bucks would be come the night of the 16th.
So tonight we have our tailgate party. For the last 6-7 years, we've had a deer aging night, which has been well received. We've had some nights with over 200 people attend. Michigan Outdoors Television's been there before. But this is a tailgate party, and it's something that we took from a concept that we saw up in the UP. And instead of having buck poles and you're gonna, where you have to put these poles up and take them down and store them, the buck pole is going to be the tailgate of a pickup truck. And people are going to line these pickups in lines at the Emmett County Fairgrounds tonight, and people are going to be able to walk up and down the aisleways and look at all these different deer. We're going to have some competitions. We're going to be weighing deer, heaviest doe, heaviest buck. We're going to give away some guns and prizes and free food, and it's just going to be a great event.
Colleen Stout was up first with a very nice little buck.
And tell me what happened with this nice buck today.
Well, I hunted yesterday with no luck at all. We didn't see anything. Today the sun was out, so I went out about noon and sat all afternoon, and right before dark he strolled in and I could see his backside behind a tree. So I patiently waited with my scope and he came out, and I thought, oh my gosh, he does have 3 points on one side. So this was the first buck I've ever shot on my parents' farm, and I've hunted there for probably 50 years.
Wow.
So it was awesome. Really exciting.
So now, who did you tell first? Did you get on the phone and tell people, or what happened after you shot him?
I went down to make sure he was dead, and then I texted my brother who was hunting and another blind on the same farm, and then I sent a text to my husband and to my friend who got a buck yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how did it feel to walk up and put your hands on him?
Wonderful. It was really nice, and he actually slid after I had shot him, and the snow sprayed up, and it was very exciting.
Wow.
So, yes.
Well, congratulations.
Yep.
Alex Oldham from Petoskey, Michigan.
All right, Alex, tell me what happened with this buck.
Well, it was opening morning. I was sitting in my tree stand, and about 7:40, this buck came in and shot it.
How far away was he?
About 30 yards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you see him coming for a ways, or?
No, I was playing on my phone. And I looked up, and it was standing there.
And so, what did you do after you shot him? Did you call some buddies, or?
Yeah, I called a couple buddies, and then went and got it.
Now, is this one you shoot something this big every year?
No, this is the first buck.
First buck ever?
Yeah.
Hey, congratulations.
Yeah.
Well, that's a dandy.
Yeah.
And how much did he weigh?
135.2. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, congratulations.
Yep. Thank you.
Tell me, what's the deal with this truck full of bucks?
Well, family deer camp. This is a culmination of everybody's hard work, and it's been a good first opening day for us. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many deer you got here?
I've got 2 bucks. My dad's got a buck, my brother's got a buck, and then my nephew Riley's got a buck here.
You shot 2?
I did, yep.
Tell me the story. What were they, today or yesterday?
Yesterday, opening morning, or actually at afternoon. I was hanging out. I didn't see much up until about 12:30. Sat all day, and about 12:30 I had my first buck come through. Was able to get that one, and
wow.
Yeah, went and got him taken care of, and then shortly after that I had one more buck come through down in the swamp about 2:30, and then I was tagged out. Was done for the season.
Boy, pretty good day.
Yeah, it was a really good day.
Were they giving you grief back at camp about all that?
Yeah, a little bit.
It's probably worth it, though.
Yeah, it is.
Well, let's see. Which one is the first one you shot?
The first one I shot was this 8-point here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I got a little short tines, but I was pretty happy with them. And then a little bit later on, I was able to take this guy here with.
Jeez.
Yeah, got some really cool brow tines on him. So.
Boy, a couple of dandies.
Yeah, I'm ecstatic. So.
You gonna get anything mounted or no?
Yeah, maybe this one here.
Okay.
So. We'll see. It's been a good week.
Now, what county is your deer camp in?
Charlotte.
Charlotte County.
Yep.
And is this a normal year for you guys or no?
No, we had one other year, a couple years back, that was kind of similar to this, but it's few and far between. So,
nice.
Something to be said about APRs. We've had
for sure.
Had quite a bit of success since that's been implemented. So.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
My name's Adam Kennedy from Emmett County. I live north of Harbor Springs.
Tell me what happened with this nice buck.
He was chasing a doe across the far ridge and stopped in a 8-inch opening I had about 120 yards and shot him right through the heart.
Did you get a good look at how big the rack was? You kind of knew he was a shooter then, eh?
I saw the horns. I didn't know how big he was, but I knew he was a shooter. And I put a lot of hours bow hunting in this year, and this is the first year I got to shoot. Wow. Unfortunately, it was with a gun, but it'll do.
Now, did you see many deer moving yesterday and today?
I saw 6 deer this morning, and I saw about 20 deer tonight.
Wow.
I saw 2 bucks and about 18 doe and fawns tonight.
And you were here in Emmett County?
Yep, north of Harbor.
Jared Crisell from Emmett County.
Okay, tell me what happened with this nice buck.
I was hunting a conservancy property, and I had a doe I had a split cone come through, and a doe followed, and there's an 8-point chasing that one. And it was a smaller 8-point, and I let it go, and I was actually filming, and I turned around. I was turning on my camera, and I heard crashing come over the hill, and it was this guy. And I bleeded at him to stop. Once stopped, and I shot him out the run about 60 yards.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He only went about 40 yards, and he was done.
So you didn't even have time to get nervous.
No, not at all. The shakes came after, for sure.
Yeah, when you walked up on him, was he bigger than you thought? Or?
Oh yeah. I knew he was big when he come run through, but I didn't even have time to look. I mean, I knew he was a big buck, but there was no counting points or nothing. He was coming in fast.
Jeez, is this one of your bigger bucks?
Yeah, this is my biggest of the date.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
The deer were steadily coming in tonight. Most were shot on the opener or day 2, but Ryan brought his from the bow season. First off, just tell me your name and where you're from.
Ryan Toysher from Petoskey.
Ryan, what happened with this nice buck here?
I shot it.
You shot it? When did you shoot it?
October 26, 2019.
And what'd you shoot him with?
A crossbow.
Is this your first deer or first buck?
First buck.
First buck. Well, how was it? Was it a long shot, a close shot? How long did you say it was?
Close shot.
How far was he?
20 yards.
20 yards. And who was with you?
Cole.
Nice. Well, how was it when you walked up on him? Was he as big as you thought?
Yes.
Yeah, nice. And how many points is he?
7.
7 point. Now, so that means you're going to have to shoot a bigger one next year? Is that how that works?
Yep.
Well, congratulations, young man.
Thank you.
Ryan Frisky from Petoskey.
Ryan, what happened with this nice buck?
Oh, first thing this morning, 7:03, popped out in the cornfield and started running towards me. I think he was on a mission and let him have it. Only went about 40 yards.
Really? How far was the shot, did you say?
He was about 75 yards out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you know how big he was when you pulled the trigger? Or?
Yeah, he's been on camera quite a bit lately, so
Okay.
this tall one. There's another one out there too, but
Is this at the house or a deer camp or where at?
we have a co-op south of Charlevoix.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. And is this a typical deer that you shoot every year, or is this a big
Yeah,
one?
last year actually took 3rd place in Indian River with a really nice 8-point.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations
Thank
on
you.
the dandy deer.
Thank you.
Hugh Lambert from Charlevoix.
Tell me what happened with this buck.
Got to my blind at about 5 minutes to 7, and he was walking in the swamp, and it wasn't 10 minutes later, a doe come running out, and he was right behind it.
Wow, was this yesterday or today?
Yesterday morning.
Yesterday morning. Wow. And
So
what
by
county were you in?
Charlevoix.
Okay. Walk me through what happened after that. Just driving around and showing off to all the buddies, or?
No, the word got out pretty quick though.
Yeah?
They all come to the house.
Now, did you know this buck was in there? Is it one you
I
chased?
seen him 3 weeks ago. It was the only time I'd seen him.
Okay.
Talking to one of the neighbors, he missed him 2 nights ago with a crossbow. So
Wow.
my lucky day.
Well, he is, and how many points?
11.
11 points. Well, congratulations on a
Yep.
great buck.
Rob Johnson, Emmett County.
Okay, Rob, what happened with this monster buck here?
It was just a fluke thing. I come out at noon today and shot. It was the only thing I saw all day.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're walking back to the truck?
No, actually, I was sitting in my blind. I was
Oh,
out for
okay.
the day to sit, and
Okay.
that was it.
The only deer you saw?
The only deer I saw. It was come walking through and wasn't going to stop. I let out a holler and it
How
stopped.
far was the shot?
About 100 yards.
So did you have time to get nervous or no?
No, not until
good.
after.
Not till after.
Yeah.
Wow. How many points is he?
It's 11.
11 points.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Rob had one heck of a season, as you can see, and really Jim was having a good night as well as things started to wind down and the prizes were handed out.
We are having the best night ever. This is our first annual, well, hope to be first annual tailgate party, and the turnout has just been amazing. Been a wonderful night. I think we got here, it was 37 degrees and sunshine and no snow, no rain. It's awesome.
And where are these books all coming from? What counties?
So far, they've been mostly out of Antrim, Charlevoix, and Emmett counties, which is our tip in the Mint region. I don't know that any have come out of Sheboygan County or some of our other surrounding counties, but they very well could be.
Nice. Well, good turnout. Nice job, young man.
Hey, thank you so much. Appreciate you coming up.
This first-time event by the Tip of the Mitt QDM chapter was a big success. Free food, some nice prizes, lots of deer to see, and some big stories as well. I got to hunt a little bit before I headed home, but nothing much to show for it. So if you're like me and have a tag left, good luck here in Michigan's Out of Doors. Well, hey everybody, we are here once again, Antler's Fireside Grill, Canadian Lakes. We're here with Jim Wood. Jim, we are into the deer seasons now. I see some venison. Kind of what do we got cooking today?
So we're gonna do a venison pot sticker, which is kind of like an Asian style dumpling.
All right.
So,
is that something you guys do here at the restaurant?
We've done them before, yes.
Okay. All right, so how do we get this thing started?
So we're gonna start by sauteing just a little bit of cabbage.
Cabbage?
Yep.
So this is like a healthy thing?
It's actually not that unhealthy.
Oh, well, there you go.
While the cabbage is cooking, combine your venison burger, ginger, garlic, sesame oil, soy, green onion, and an egg into a large mixing bowl. Once the cabbage is finished, mix all of the ingredients together. Next, it's time to assemble and cook the pot stickers.
So we've got just a little bit of water here, and you're just gonna...
Now, are these something that you wanna, obviously you're gonna cook those in the pan? Do they reheat good? Could you cook them ahead of time and bring them up? Or
Absolutely.
Is it more of a, okay.
Yeah.
And just fold it over?
You're just gonna fold over. You're gonna crimp them. Okay, and then after you do that, you're gonna set them down, flatten the bottom out.
Okay.
And give them these little, cool little designs there.
Huh.
Tell all your buddies that they shouldn't try it because it's too hard.
Gotcha.
Only skilled people like yourself can do it.
I think it's like a little mini pasty.
It's, yeah, we're just gonna, yeah.
Isn't that the, I mean, kinda. Stuff some meat inside of some dough?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So we've got a little bit of oil in the pan, and we're just gonna place these in here.
Okay.
And basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna brown them on the bottom.
Okay. And then that's it?
No.
Oh, wow.
Nope. Then we're gonna pour some water in there and cover it with a bowl, and we're gonna steam them.
Wow.
So they're steamed and kind of crunchy on the bottom. So you pour, you know, right here with about 2 cups of water, and by the time the water has reduced, given that you've played your cards right, which you can, it's very doable, though it'll be 100% cooked through.
Oh, okay. So once we kind of hear it stop.
Yep.
Hissing.
Yeah, we can look every once in a while. It's okay to look.
Okay.
While we're doing that, we'll make a little sauce for them.
All right.
Which just consists of brown sugar, a little bit of ginger, and some soy sauce.
Yeah, so the official name of this is?
Venison pot stickers with a sweet soy dipping sauce.
Well, everybody, thank you so much for watching Michigan Out of Doors this week. We sure do appreciate it. There are still a few days left in the firearm deer season if you want to get out and take advantage of that. On next week's show, we're going to see Jenny's hunt from the northeast part of the Lower Peninsula, kind of in that Alpena area. Then we're going to drop down to the southeast part of the state for a really cool buck pull. You won't want to miss that. Lots of good stuff coming over the next several weeks. If we don't see you in the woods or on the water, hopefully we'll see it right back here next week on your PBS station.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Greenstone Farm Credit Services, making recreational land ownership possible across Michigan and northeast Wisconsin. Begin your land financing journey at one of Greenstone's 37 locations or visit greenstonefcs.com. By EOTech, a Michigan company, equipping law enforcement and sportsmen alike with quality optics, creating jobs for Michigan workers. On the web at eotechgear.com. By Final Rest. Final Rest is a Michigan company that offers portable stability you can take with you into the field. Information on all their options can be found at finalrestshootingsystems.com. By Showspan, producing consumer shows including the Ultimate Fishing Show Detroit, January 9th through 12th at Novi's Suburban Collection Showplace. The show features fishing tackle, trips, boats, and seminars from top pros. The Ultimate Fishing Show, Novi, January 9th through 12th. Closed captioning provided by Randy's Hunting Center, serving Michigan as Ruger and Leupold's National Dealer of the Year and inventor of Ruger's 450 Bushmaster rifle.
When I wander far away, a dream stays with me night and day. It's the road that leads to my home state. I am a Michigan man. Changing seasons paint the scene like rainbow trout in a hidden stream. The white-tailed deer in the tall pine trees. I am a Michigan man. I am a Michigan man. Ask where I'm from and I'll show you my hands. Lord above, I love this land. I am a Michigan man. From the Keweenaw down to St. Joe, Kalamazoo, East to Monroe, to St. Marie and back again. I am